Hi, this is Mark Samueda. I just want to make a quick video on how a high-level executive can monitor and understand what a development team is doing. Now, first of all, a development team works with project management software, and the big one in use now is Jira. And that's popular because it has a plugin feature that works really well with a lot of different AI systems. And, a company will have lots of projects, but let's just take a look at one. A project is made up of features and bugs. The project manager is the person controlling all this. The project manager meets with the users, the executives, anyone involved with a project, and is responsible for keeping this list of features and bugs and how they'll be released. And a project manager also has developers. I'll just add two developers right here. Another important piece is the source code. The source code gets kept in what's called a source code repository, or you'll hear it referred to as just a repo. And the technology for this in about 99% of repositories is Git. And Git just lets you go back in time and see all your different source code at any point in time and all your different releases. You can roll back releases, create new releases. And the company that manages most repositories is called GitHub. The other option that's popular besides GitHub is just keeping the Git repository on your own servers in-house. But I would say most people, especially for smaller projects, use something like GitHub. So let's say a developer comes to work and they notice that the project manager has assigned them one of the bugs with a high priority. So the developer will get that bug and, read all about it and understand it. And the first thing the developer does is make a copy of the repository. This whole source code repository will get copied to his local computer. And he'll make his fixes and he'll test it. And when everything's looking good, he'll create something called a pull request. And it's called a pull request because it gets pulled into the source code repository, which we'll see. So now we have our quality assurance person, sometimes called qualifications person or a tester, or even the project manager or developer will be notified when a pull request is available. And what they'll do is they'll make a copy of the repository, then they'll add in this new pull request, and then they'll test it out the same way the developer did. It's like a second set of eyes looking at it for the final test. And if everything's good, it could get released, or it'll probably get released when the project manager releases a set of features and bugs. So now we're in the age of agents, using artificial intelligence agents to get work done for us. And let's see how that gets done. So we have our basic flow from the Jira project to the developer to the QA person to a release. But now we have an agent. And you'll hear the word agentic a lot. Agentic is just the adjective form of agent. So you can consider this developer uses a agentic flow, or you'll hear it used a lot of different ways. But basically what happens is the developer gets the bug 123, and passes it off to the agent. The agent makes a copy of the repository, adds any fixes, and tests it out. And the agent sends the pull request not to the repo, the original repository, but to the developer's repository. And this way the developer can check it out and communicate back to the agent. And when everything's good, he'll send the pull request, back to the repository for the QA person to take care of. Now the question is, you're adding all these extra steps, but how much faster is it with artificial intelligence? And the shocking part that I've noticed and many other developers noticed, when you listen to what they write about and talk about in blogs and YouTube and such, is it's 10 times faster. And that's pretty amazing. Like what used to take 2 weeks now takes a day. What takes a week usually takes a morning. This flow from the developer to the agent avoids a lot of the work in fixes and setting up a testing environment to test it. And the AI can do it very quickly. I would say it wasn't until about October 25, 2025, when Claude Opus 4.5 was released, where this became as fast as it is now. The latest version is Opus 4.6, which is great, and also the GPT Codex versions are pretty good too. Yeah, you can look for between, I would say, like a 5 and 10-fold increase in production by using these agents. And because of this, like the developer, still has a job. I mean, a human has to look at it and, test it with human eyes and so on. Also, this whole quality assurance process can be sped up too with AI. They can have that AI build a repo and add in the pull request and test it out and integrate the pull request into the source code if everything is okay. And what's starting to happen now is we're starting to bypass the developer. The agent, right now I'm using Claude Opus 4.6 mostly, will just go ahead and grab the bug. It'll see there's a bug that needs to get handled with high priority. It'll copy the repo, fix it, test it, and send the pull request up to the repository. And this can be automated too, but you probably want a human looking at it before you release the software. So the developer, his job is going to change. I mean, right now we need the developers here. It's not robust and good enough to just go straight to the agent all the time. But developers are going to start getting more involved with either testing or making sure the project's good. A lot of projects need a lot more work than what currently exists in the project management software. They need better designs. They need better communication with the end users. They need better communication with the executives and what's really going to help make their business and product more valuable. So the developer is strongly in play right now. This is February 2026, but every month this flow directly to an agent gets stronger and stronger and stronger. So the developer role is going to change. So how does a CEO or a high-level executive oversee all this? And the answer is through the Jira dashboard. You can get access to any information in this whole process. The important things you might want to look at are the number of bugs fixed week over week. You want to see a good graph of this going up constantly. You want to see the number of features completed. Again, you want to see the graph go up and up and up week after week. You're interested in all the releases, and very importantly, you're interested in cycle time. Cycle time is when a developer gets a bug or a feature from that time until it's either released or put into the repository, or a pull request is submitted to the repository. But there's a lot more you can do in a Jira dashboard, and a lot more goes into the Jira dashboard, but you want to keep it simple, and you just want to guarantee that things are increasing. More and more good things are happening in the system. And for the chain of command, normally it's set up somewhat like this: a CEO and a chief technology officer. Could be an operations officer or someone else if you don't have a CTO. They'll have directors in a larger company. If not, the project managers will report directly to the CTO or COO. And the developers obviously they're under the project managers. But you want to keep the chain of command. The CEO will have his or her dashboard and communicate mainly with the CTO. Like, you don't want directors and project managers reporting to the CEO. You just want to go one level deep. The CTO will have his directors and quality assurance people, and the project managers will report to the directors. And each one will have their own Jira dashboard with their own metrics. So hopefully this simplifies everything for you and shows you how AI is being used now and will be used soon in the future. We'll start bypassing developers, and that developers' roles will start moving more into design, user and customer interaction, and testing.